I'm putting on shit, I know my city proud as hell. Pain in the scars, in the hood we stayed dealing raw. Now I get paid with the bar. Come way too far, to never turn back now. I've come way too far.
Yo. Welcome to another episode of the Counselor Polly Rob. I am the counselor. You already know what it is. Man, make sure y'all like and subscribe and just show love like y'all been showing love on all the podcast platforms, which is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, tune in. I'm on YouTube now because I'm doing my video thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know I'm an ugly nigga, but I don't care. I'm doing videos so y'all can see how I really get down. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all, showing comments. Last episode was great. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to keep that going. I want to keep that energy going with this new episode, which I'm fucking crazy excited about. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to get down to it. And then also, hit the notifications, you know what I mean? Because I know some people, they call me or they text me and they be like, yo, why you didn't tell me the new episode is out? Dude, hit the notifications on all the platforms. So as soon as I post it, it comes right up. Like, do yourself some justice. Make that shit a lot easier, okay? Please. I have a special guest today. And y'all know how I do. Like, every time, I bring guests on the show. They're not just guests, they're not just people that I'm like, yo, let me get an interview with you. They're people who I know dearly. Even if I don't know dearly, let me do my spiel, B. Even if I don't know them dearly, I've had some type of run-in with them, whether it's tuning into what they do, doing some business with them. But this particular guy is family. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get that out the way. He's family, and we will discuss a little bit of how that came to be. Phenomenal record promoter, phenomenal father. I don't play about that daddy shit. Phenomenal father, phenomenal businessman, legacy of a business. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about that too. I got my guy Sylvon in the building, man. Show some love, please. What up, Sylvon? What's good?
What up, my brother? I gotta talk a little shit to start it off. That's how we do.
You already know. Now, I said your first name, but I'm not even finna say your last name yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a minute because this is a real thing. I'll just be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's a real thing.
At the end of the day, unless you like really, really in it, you ain't gonna have no idea what my last name meant because we're not the family name that's in the limelight like a LA Reid. We're not in the limelight like the Carters or the Combs family and stuff like that. You really have to be intertwined and 20 toes deep to even understand what my family name means.
But that's a coming soon, and that's why I'm excited to talk about it because that is a real coming soon. Like people will be able to know what that last name means, how you guys operate, and so many other levels. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about that. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into all the other spills, I just want to give my quick updates real quick. One Nation Project. So. If you love Tupac, if you fuck with Tupac, and you fuck with the Outlaws, during Pac's time, he was very in tune with a lot of artists from the West and the East. And he was putting together a compilation project called One Nation, which he bridged the gap. He wanted to show people that artists on the East and the West coexist. Like, even though, the media at that time was trying to pit both coasts against each other, he wanted to show everybody that we all work one and the same. And I think like now you start to see like different pictures and video of a lot of artists that come together with each other. I think a lot of that is starting to surface a lot more. But in light of that, the Outlaws, the remaining members of the Outlaws, shout out to Edie, shout out to Noble, They actually put together this compilation along with my boy Doughboy. Shout out to Doe Networks. And the One Nation compilation will be dropping on the 20th of this month. September 20th is dropping, it's coming out. And when I tell you the features and the representation on this project is phenomenal. Local Astronauts is mixing and mastering the entire project. I actually sent in the entire project in today, and I'm excited about that. And I want everybody to tune into it. Features like Chuck D, Smith and Wesson, Wyclef Jean, Jay Worthy, G Perico, Buckshot, Sibo. It's so many names. Conway the Machine. There's just so many names. I can't even name all of them, but it's coming out on the 20th. And if you have any love for hip hop music, Tupac, the Outlaws, and just the camaraderie of people coming together and making shit happen, you'll check out the One Nation Project. You know what I'm saying? And I will be hitting Sylvon for, when we figure out what the single is, 100% off top. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations on that, bro. That's big.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm actually going to send you, I'm going to let you listen to it first, because I definitely want your opinion on it. Shit is phenomenal. But in light of that, let's talk about who Sylvon is. Let's break that down. Tell them a little bit about, who you are and what you do.
Currently I work at Epic Records. I'm the West Coast Director of Urban Promotions and Lifestyle. To sum it up, what I do is I deal with DJs, whether it's street, club, or radio DJs, to make sure the artist's music gets played to the consumer, right, or whoever's in the club or radio,
right,
Chuck E. Cheese, whatever. And one thing I got to shout out Bang Loose. When I first started, he taught me, I don't care what DJs at Chuck E. Cheese, I'm going to service that motherfucker.
Facts.
Because never know where they going to end up at. And through my career, I've been doing it for 14 years now. I've seen people go from literally nothing to something.
Facts.
So you just never know. You got to treat everybody with respect. Really everybody, but in my case, every DJ with the same respect, if they're big time or small.
Yeah, definitely. Now, before we get to the topic of the day, where did you kind of just get your start? Like, where did you start from? If you can remember, because it's a long time.
I remember. I'm surprised you don't remember, because I know I told you this story before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know. I just want the people to know.
So contrary to belief, because only a few close people know this story like you, mm-hmm, this is probably the first time I think I'm sharing it publicly on a platform like this.
Right.
Contrary to belief, I didn't get into the business because of my dad.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I got into the business because I caught a felony. And my daughter was maybe one and a half, 18 when I caught my felony.
Mm.
I did what I had to do. I did what I did. I served what I had to serve. And when I got out of jail, I went to interview at McDonald's on Fig and Florence, where I grew up on the east side.
Mm.
This manager literally told me, I have a murderer and I have a rapist working for me. How do I know you're not going to steal from me? Because my felony was commercial burglary, and of course, every business is commercial business.
Right.
And after that, I knew I was kind of fucked. So that's when I reached out to Pops for help. And he put me in the music business. He made me street team at Interscope. And let alone, it was BET fucking week 2007.
Oh.
The busiest, heaviest, biggest weekend in urban music.
Poster boards going up. All the sniping going up.
Back then, poster boards, the sniping. He credited some shit where we put it over our two big ass bar poster boards, and it went over our shoulders. It's front and back.
Facts.
All that shit. Passing out flyers, killing Figueroa right there before the used to be at the Shrine before they moved it.
The whole way, killing all Figueroa with the snipes.
All the way to damn nearly probably Jefferson. And sometimes you can make it down to King, dependent because traffic was coming from either way to get to the shrine when they blocked it off to go in.
I miss those days. I swear to God, I miss those days.
Right.
It was a lot of work, but yeah.
Yeah. So that alone, that was my introduction to the music business. Didn't know nobody, not one single DJ, not one single promoter. I remember I had to pay to get into clubs. I remember all types of shit. We can get into that later. But yeah, I remember just not knowing nobody. Just got a check. He tried to help me out. 14 years later, here we are.
Man, let's get into the sniping real quick. I want to talk about that real quick because a lot of people don't understand like what sniping is. You know what I'm saying? Explain to them what sniping is when you're working with a record label.
You take two posters of a nice big size. They got to be big to wrap around the poles. You basically staple them motherfuckers together on each side, put it on a pole, staple it so it can be nice and snug, and you keep doing it until you just fill that motherfucker up.
And you slide it up. Right.
You slide it up. You do the next. You slide up the next one. Slide that one up. Whether it's the same artist, but it's different artists. But it's a cold game out here. Sometimes you got to rip a nigga shit down and put your shit up.
Right. And it was dangerous because when you hit, like, let's say if you hit like La Cienega and La Brea coming down the hill, when you hit them poles, you got to literally be in the middle with them cars flying by, depending on what time.
Let me tell you this. The one thing I learned, and Problem taught me this. Problem taught me this because he used to do it. When you go into a dangerous area or a dangerous hood, go in the middle of the night.
Facts.
You go at 3, 4 in the morning, when them niggas is inside or no cars is on there, go like 3, 4 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning, knock your shit out and get the fuck up out of Dodge.
Right.
That's something Problem taught me.
Facts.
And that shit when he first came out. And
then it's crazy because I remember those days like we used to snipe, like we used to have those questions like dude, okay, this is the East Siders. Hold on, why are you sniping in the Blood neighborhood? It's like, no, we got to get it over there too. They got to know that this project is coming out, even if they hate it or they want to snatch it down. Like, no, we need to make sure we take care of everybody, especially when you sniping in different cities because you don't quite know the cities like that.
And this is the other thing people forget. At least in Los Angeles and there's other cities like this, you get caught by the police, you get a ticket or arrested too.
Oh, for sure. I got arrested twice. Because
you'll spend the night, or they'll do both. They'll just take you into the station. You'll stay the night there. Hopefully you ain't got no warrants, and they transfer your ass to Twin Towers and County. You got no warrants, or you check out in 24 hours. They let you out with that. What was about a $1,500 to $1,000 ticket? We have to avoid that too.
Take the tickets to the labels. Yep.
Like BET, they'll be cool. But outside of BET, they was some dicks, man.
Yeah,
they couldn't catch us, the people on the ground. They were damn sure billing the labels.
Oh, for sure. They send the bill straight to the labels. But a lot of times the labels is like, we already know what we finna get. Do y'all thing, but y'all make sure y'all do it right. And even like you said with BT, like when you're doing like the war shows and shit like that, like the city understands that they're gonna come on Monday and kill everything. They're gonna finna clean everything out. So they let you rock for that for the most part. But when you're doing it on random Tuesdays, Wednesdays,
literally any other time of the year, literally any other time of the year except award season, they coming for your ass.
Right.
And in today's world, people still do it, but it's very hard to do it, man. Especially because the problem was when an indie person does it, they get that bill, and they ain't got the money to pay for this shit.
No, they don't.
Now they kind of have it where you there's a few companies that allow you to do it, and they can do it in certain areas, and the billboards on the wood shit and all that shit. But
yeah,
definitely more trickier than back then. But
there was a window at a point in time where indie companies was doing it right with the majors, and they got a lot of representation, a lot of good representation doing it. Yeah.
Promoters or lifestyle people. I'm talking about the artists when they get that bill.
Right. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, that's expensive.
Then them they bill, they like, I can't pay this.
Right.
The labels, you know, they got money to play with. They could do that.
So where did you go from there? Like being street team, what was your next step?
I was street team roughly. Well, like I said, I started with Isco 2007. From there, I picked up other label and indie accounts. Then I got with Charles 319 Music Group and Cali Swag in 2010.
Workload.
And then from 2010 to 2000 roughly, 14 after JR's passing, and that did what it did to the group. I just stayed indie, working with a lot of labels and indie or major, but mainly major.
Right.
And then I got hired at Epic in 2017.
Yeah. Was that so working with us, that was your first like road management gig?
That was my first road management gig, but it wasn't the first time on the road. The reason why the other two people who was involved at the time had chose me and brought me to, you, Wacko, and Big Y was because for my dad, I was taking artists on the road already, at least on the West Coast. So I had the expense of the driving, getting up, making sure we on time, point A to B to the airport, whatever the case may be. And I was roughly close to their age. So they was like, that's why I was chosen to come with y'all over somebody older.
Right.
And it wasn't too much and would have cost more because they older, more experience.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So that's how I got to be with y'all.
Yeah. Right. And then so now I want to bring in your last name so we can continue this, because your last name is Marshall. You know what I'm saying? Sylvon Marshall, which is you're the son of Troy Marshall. And if anyone knows anything about the real music business, your daddy's a powerhouse. Your daddy's a powerhouse. Let's just say it. Your daddy's a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? You're a powerhouse as well. We're going to get to you. But your daddy is, when it comes to promoting records and taking things to the top, he's the one. It's probably only and it's probably only a handful of people that have the stats like your dad. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, that's facts. I like to say that's facts.
And then I kind of want to talk about just really quickly the relationship between you and him early on versus now. And I feel like that's important for people to understand, especially if you have any children aspiring to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it, Sylvon. We got to talk about it.
Let me say this. I'm grateful for my dad because he didn't give me a lot of handouts like a lot of other children's parents did in this business. For 4 months, I could pretty much say he didn't claim me. He didn't start telling people or responding to the fact that people seem like, yo, who's this little nigga running around in Hollywood and LA saying he's your son? Until I got enough of the right people saying like, yo, is this your son or who is this dude? Then he started acknowledging like, yeah, that's my son. He's putting in work. So, and in the beginning, I didn't understand why he did that. But now I'm grateful more than anything else he has done for me in this business.
Yeah.
Just because it made me, one, not depend on him or my name. Mm-hmm. Two, build my own relationships and build them on the basis of me and not him.
Right.
That's why a lot of the times I stopped. But by the time I got to you, I definitely stopped telling people who my father was. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know how y'all found out, to be honest. I never told y'all.
What happened was, because remember, Big Y had a relationship with Troy prior.
Yes.
So in the midst of us figuring out who the road manager was going to be,
you're right.
You were already in the selection, but we were contacting your dad to do the record promotion. And then your dad, for the right reasons, was like, oh, you're gonna have my son over there? Well, I got other projects I'm working on. Hold off on me. Eventually, we end up hiring Troy eventually, but it started off with you. And I think now that I remember it, I think he deliberately did that for what you're saying, to be able for you to establish who you was and what you were doing prior to that. You know what I'm saying? And it worked, and it worked out. She was fired. Because I remember distinctively we contacted Troy to do the record promotion first. You know what I'm saying? Before anything. So and I think that's important for people to know, because like you guys are collectively in your respective rights building a family legacy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people have to understand that legacies don't start off with like, no, come over here and do this. Sometimes it starts off like, you're not ready for the shit that all the work I put in, you're not ready for it. You know what I mean? Or for whatever the dynamic of the relationship is in the beginning, but it could always end where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think how you approach things in the business is a result of that. And also how your daddy, like your daddy, he a Capricorn like me. So he mad fun. He mad, like, you know, he got this two sides to him. Like, he's very fun and energetic and lovable until it's time for the business. He turned that shit all the way on. And by me knowing you and me being a great friend to you, you're the exact same way. Like, for people that know you, you're very fun. You know, you talking shit, we bagging, we calling each other all types of names, we drinking, we're gonna get to that birthday shit, don't trip. We'll get to the birthday shit, don't trip. You know, all of that stuff is great, but as soon as you walk in a room and somebody say it's a meeting or it's a conference, you turn, your whole face change, everything changes. And it's like, why is that? Why do y'all like turn it on like that?
My opinion, and I'm speaking more for watching him do that as well, because it'd be literally been times we are fighting, arguing about something. We walk in the room and it's just, again, just like you said, it's a switch.
Right.
So for my personal experiences for myself doing it and watching him, it's just to set the tone of, this is business. We're not here to play. We're not here to be your friend. We're not here to lie to you. Like, look, this is business. At the end of the day, this is how we eat. And for us, especially in promotions, we eat what we kill.
Facts.
And I can't spend an hour, 3 days, a month dealing with you, and you ain't trying to really do no business. And I'm taking away time for maybe another possible client that wants to do business.
Right.
So since you know the tone when you approach us, 9 times out of 10, people come at us correctly because they know our tone, they know our aura, they know our body language, our facial expressions. Like, yo, you're gonna approach them, don't even talk to them unless you come in correct.
Facts. And that's my spill to people when they ask me about you in terms of doing business. Like, yo, hook me up with Sylvon. You know what I'm saying? I got this record I'm working on. I'm like, hold on. Wait. I got to put you in the right headspace of how this whole process is going to go before I even link you up.
Right, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it some attention because it's coming from you.
Right.
Like, if it's coming from Wacko, my father, and Bangaloos, Eris, yep, a lot of different people. We come from certain people. I'm gonna pay it attention.
Right.
Understand? Once you get my attention, are you ready for the good and the bad that comes with it afterwards? Because don't think because you fam, like, don't think because Rob is my fam, I'm gonna treat you that way.
Right.
No, because even between me and Rob, it's separated. We're fam, but business is business as well. And it's
100%.
No hard feelings, no nothing like that. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people tell me, like, they say they like, hold off, you're not ready, or woo because they just know. And it's gonna rub them the wrong way. And I personally don't give a damn.
Right.
That pisses more people off.
Which brings me to the topic of the day, and I'm glad we just segued so beautifully and randomly.
Right.
The topic of today is assholes who tell the truth. Let me say it again. The topic is assholes who tell the truth. Now, I come across these types of people often in my day because I really get money. I really am about the workload and the progress. And for those who don't come across these type of people, let me explain who they are. And we're going to get back into it. First off, you already know what an asshole is. But assholes who tell the truth have an actual purpose. Once you bring them any type of level of business or even just an idea, although they might tell you in the most meanest, obnoxious, unpleasant way, they know that you value their opinion. So they're not here to lie to you. Like if you listen to Sylvon a couple of minutes ago, he said, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm here to make it right for what we're trying to do. And there's a lot of assholes who tell the truth in the industry. And these are the people you want to be around. These are the people you want to do business with. And these are the people who can take your career to the next level. I'm having the privilege right now of having an interview with one of the assholes who fucking be telling the truth. 100%. So first I want to start off with, what are some of the misconceptions that people have about you?
The biggest misconception about me, or the term assholes, even that tell the truth, we're assholes. Are we really being assholes because we just telling you what you don't want to hear? That's the real question. Because I definitely don't try to do it in an obnoxious way because I don't want it done to me. But I'm gonna tell you too, shit's trash, your shit trash. Like, no, nigga, this not gonna work for that. Or no, this is not enough, or no, you're not ready for me. And it's just like, that's not what you want to hear. So that makes me an asshole? Fine, that's cool. The biggest misconception, I agree, across the board, is the fact that a lot of people can't accept the truth. Mm-hmm. And because you can't accept the truth, we are assholes. And that's fine. I'll wear that badge happily.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, this is a business. When people do bad business or the business goes bad, I'm the one held responsible.
Right.
I don't want to be held responsible. I don't want to pay nobody their money back, even though that's happened a couple of times. I don't want to, and I honestly, it wasn't the fact that I didn't do the job. They just didn't understand. It was easy for me just to take that loss than to deal with all the other shit.
Facts.
Sometimes it's better to have that peace and be like, you know what? You're not worth it. Here's your money back. It's all good. Wish you the best.
Right. It then also, it's like when you say you're not ready for me, what you're really saying is you're not ready for the things and the places I'm going to put you in. You're not ready for the things that's going to come about because you don't have the firepower necessary. If I have the ability to put you on the biggest platforms for record promotion or whatnot, but you don't have all of these other elements ready for me to continue my job, it's just going to be at a standstill. And nobody wants their career or money standing still. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the bad part, I believe in this business is people forget that this is a business. Just like McDonald's, just like the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, the soccer leagues.
Right.
Just like Spectrum, the cable company, Zoom, the platform we're using now. This is called the music business.
Right.
Even if you want to call it the music industry, industry is still a form of bit as part of the business world. So that's one thing I forget. I feel like a lot of people forget this is a business.
Right.
In any business.
Right.
You got to spend money to make money.
Right.
You got to spend money to create the product. You got to spend money to create the product. You have to spend money to promote and market the product.
Right.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah. 100%.
I promise you there isn't.
Now,
you go so far without a proper budget or a budget period and spending on the right things. I ain't talking about what you're dressing and Jordans and chains and all that. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about your studio time and how you can promote and market your shit to the masses.
Right. Just from off the top of the head, let's say that there's an artist that's coming to you and they want to take the music that they have currently music videos that they have currently, they want to try to get the most marketing or promotions out of it. What are some of the things that they need to have already ready to go before they approach you?
First and foremost, the music up on DSP, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, Amazon, et cetera, et cetera. So that's first and foremost, right there. One,
right?
Having your shit up available for the consumer to digest.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, a not a high definition, but a quality shot video.
Right.
If you're going to do any kind of video promotion for you, the video has to be high quality, not none of that BS. And it's crazy in today's technology. These iPhones shooting great videos. I know people shoot off the iPhones, and that's immaculate.
That should be beautiful.
Immaculate.
Yeah. So it's no excuse. There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. If you can't go, what's that? Red Eye 5D HD 80 plus 480K 810K.
Man, people put iPhones on a gimbal and they get off.
Yo, that's the machine, and they get off. And I mean, I just seen video. I'm like, you shot this on an iPhone. I'm like, this is better than using these expensive ass $5,000, $10,000 cameras.
Yeah.
So it's really no excuse. And I would say those are the first two things.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I would take what you give me and suggest what to do with it, whether it's club, whether it's radio, or whether it's digital promotion, Spotify, Apple Music, BET Jams, the IG hip hop accounts like Our Generation Music and rap and artists like that. And, I don't do publicity no more. I never really did it, but I dabbled in, have my few relationships with different blogs and websites.
Right.
But going to Epic, I couldn't keep the relationships up. And then a lot of people got fired. Right. I would refer you to a publicist who's take your content, video, music release, vlogs, or whatever content you have, and spread it on these major websites and blogs and get you that traction too.
Right.
So from there, that's we'll make the plan. I'll tell you what you need. We'll put the budget together, and then we just go from there, yay or nay. If you do it in your opinion, like right now, we're in 2021, 22? I don't know. Just, hey, it's a year. What do you feel like music-wise, what will be, and I'm not going to say short shot, but what I will say, what will be the most attractive approach for a record? Would it be club? Would it be street? What would be the most attractive approach nowadays? I know people want to know that. You know what I mean? The most attractive approach.
Gotta really think about it.
I have to really think about it because you got to think. It's a lot that goes into it, but I would say the most common factor in hit records is definitely the beat and melodies.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the three main things I would say definitely. And throughout the course of music, really, it's been beat, hooks, and melodies. But definitely hooks and melodies play a bigger part in today's music than 20, 25 years ago.
Right.
The beat got to be slapping, got to hit, it got to be crazy, because that's the first thing that's going to catch the consumer's eye.
Right.
The beat hands down. Then from there, you got to just make Will.I.am said this, I want to say an acceptance speech, or he said it somewhere, and maybe I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
It is when the Black Eyed Peas first started, and I forgot who it was told him. He said, this is a great record, but it has no hook. You need a hook. And he said, ever since then, I'll hook a motherfucker to hook till I can't hook a motherfucker no more.
Right.
I'll hook the shit to death, because that man taught him the importance of a hook on a radio or a hit record.
Right.
At the end of the day, when it's a hit, what part of the record? I'm asking you directly, Rob. What part of the record are you really saying mostly?
Oh yes, it's always the hook. Even if there's a part of the verse that sounds like a hook, because I know Jay-Z used to do that a lot. Yeah. He used to take a bunch of different hooks and make verses out of them. That's always the one.
So saying that, so you either saying a hook into a verse or you're saying a verse into a hook. No matter what, you're saying that motherfucking hook. Then most 100%. Of the time, most people are saying the hook.
Right.
So it's definitely I would say those three things to make a good. And understand this, because everybody think they shit is hot shit, and hard garbage. Understand your marketplace.
Right.
Understand who your competitors are. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm an indie. At the end of the day, these major artists and major labels are your competitors.
Facts.
If you're not going to, if you're never gonna jump in the pool to even swim with them, don't even like. And I hate to say this because I don't want to kill nobody's dream, but it's the harsh reality. Like, to jump in this pool with all these sharks, you got to be a shark too.
Facts.
Plain and simple. I compete with God knows how many record promoters for the same slots on radio to get my records played that they do.
Right.
And if I wake up and eat, like, again, I eat what I kill. If I don't get a slot, my record don't get rotated. I don't earn my check.
Right.
Then I get in trouble. So understand the marketplace, understand what's hot, what's bubbling, how can you fit that? How can your music fit in between these records to get played?
Right.
Obviously, there's a formula out there because a lot of successful artists, doing everything. And if radio's not your thing, that's cool too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of artists just eating off of streaming and they merch and their music videos and other avenues.
Right.
I'm mainly talking, if you want to be that superstar, because at the end of the day, I don't care what all these stats people say, I don't listen to it, I don't do this. Superstars are made by radio. Right. You don't get the big endorsement deals. You don't get the big soundtrack deals. You don't get the big TV, movie spots. You don't get none of that as without music. Music is the vehicle or the driver to superstardom.
Right.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right. Now I'm glad you talked about the superstar aspect, because a lot of people don't ask themselves that question. Like, there's being an artist in the industry, there's being an indie artist, and then there's being a superstar. Talk about like how different that level is when you decide to want to be a superstar, the dedication, drive.
I mean, at what part of what, like, because everything changes from the money you make,
right, to
your performance show club money, to your merch money. Look at fucking prime example, Travis fucking Scott and Drake.
Right.
Motherfuckers, I mean, Drake did it once or twice. Travis have released, 6, 7 different Jordans now? And then he just released the Air Force Ones, if I'm not mistaken.
That nigga's crazy right now. And he did the Fortnite shit. He be going up.
Exactly. Again, being a superstar on radio. He was always on that cusp. Right. And he had Sticker Mode come out. Nigga, we track meeting that nigga now.
Out of here.
Out of here. The fuck out of here.
Right.
His last album with the single Sticker Mode was properly titled Asteroid, because after that single and after that project, and he had like 2 other singles on there, the fuck out of there.
Right.
Gone. And ain't looking back. So that's what I mean is the difference.
Right. Now I know you're very modest, but we finna break that shit today. We finna break all that humility and all that type of shit. I need you to explain to me the records that you have been a part of in record promotion. No, I don't want to hear I just did a couple. No, I need you to tell me the records. Them plaques on your wall, talk your shit, Sylvon. Come on, man. Talk your shit. Don't leave it out.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Let's go.
Oh my God. Common. Damn, I can't remember his album. Damn, man, there's so many, and I'm trying to throw back from the beginning, dog.
I mean, just the ones you remember, just blurt them out. Everybody else could do their research.
I mean, recently, Mask Off, Unforgettable, Khaled, Wild Thoughts, so many Khaleds actually.
Yeah,
you seen that plaque, so it's a lot.
I seen the plaque. What is it? What is it? 10 billion?
I can't remember. I wasn't on all of them, but when that plaque, I definitely from that album that had Wild Thoughts on it. I worked on that. It was the after that. Cali Swag, of course, what we did with them.
You already know, we did our thing. Still going.
Even Gotti, working with him over here, Dolph when I was at Empire. Fuck. There's so many, and I'm trying to oh my God. I can't remember this Timbaland record, but it was one of my favorites. For working with Timbaland, Lady Gaga. Like, people don't even know and understand. My dad broke that woman.
Oh, 100%.
People. That's one caveat a lot of people don't understand. He did more than just urban. Even with the Pussycat Dolls and Nicole Switzer, the lead singer. LMFAO, he broke them. And I was a part of that too, because I was at Interscope.
Right.
K-Dot, once he got over there, I was still at Interscope too as well. And we did a lot with him and Top came in and for what they did.
Right.
Man, 2 a.m. but Adrian Marcel helped with that record.
I remember that. Hey, 2 a.m. That's my record, B. Hey, Marcel is ill, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to top that 2 a.m. for me, because that record was crazy.
We had to fight that battle too as well, so I know that struggle.
That shit is crazy, B. Shout out to Marcel, man. Very talented.
Oh, who else, man? It's just Jibs, Chain Hang Low.
Oh yeah.
For that record back in the day. At least for the West Coast, Meek Mill. People don't even realize. A lot of my real DJs know, but at least on the West Coast, I was the first person to service his record over here and really work, especially in the LA area.
Right.
Same thing with T Grizzly, First Day Out. Migos. And there's a caveat, and I'm glad Jaylena from 300 said this in her little segment she did. I picked Bad and Bougie. I just want everybody to know that. And I was singing when she said it and how it came about, because we was working another record at 300, and I heard and they hosted AOD, and they played this record. They played Bad and Bougie. I texted her. It had to be like 3-4 a.m. New York time. I texted her like, I don't know what the fuck we doing, but Bad and Bougie is the record. And she texted me back, was like, okay, cool, this is what we had to do. Give me the videos motherfuckers playing and let me see the crowd's reaction so I can take it at the time back to Youre and everybody and get the single switch.
Wow. That's crazy.
And honestly, that's all I can remember. There's a whole lot more.
Right.
I think one of my plaques at least has Robin Thicke was another artist I worked with during my time at Interscope. I think I had a few 50 Cent albums, Eminem albums as well. Like, I literally would have to go to the studio and look at those plaques and name everything.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the thing. I want people to understand just the concept of what a record promoter, does. And you've made a full career out of it, as well as your dad. Y'all made full careers out of this. Like, I call you guys the turbo of niggas' careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they got some type of a car, I don't care if it's a Mazda, like, you guys are going to find a way, if it's right, to put turbo onto that Mazda and make it go.
And
You know what I'm saying?
From him, man, like we definitely learn from each other. I could, if I had to say what we have learned from each other or a way, of course, from him and other people like Mara Brown, RP, D Train.
Man, shout out to Mara Brown, man.
They taught me the physical part of this business.
Yeah.
And I taught my dad the digital part of this business.
Right.
And helped him evolve and why he's so efficient still to this day.
Right.
Because he understands the digital space, which is more my generation. But a lot of people in his generation, they don't understand it or they don't want to learn it. That's one thing I give my dad credit for. He's willing to learn anything.
Hey. He a teacher. The man is a teacher.
He was a teacher.
Jesus. He understands the true nature of what education is. Doesn't have to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have the information and you gotta constantly stay learning. That's the one thing I learned from him. You just say like, yo, you gotta keep learning every time. Like as soon as you feel like you know everything, you're in the back of the line and you're gonna get left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Okay, so has there ever been a time where you were working with an artist and either something happened or the music just didn't translate the way it should have?
Yes, Sean Garrett.
Tell us about that.
In the game, like in that early, 2000s, Jay-Z dubbed him the Pen because that nigga Pen was sick as fuck.
Right.
Didn't work out as an artist.
Right.
And know what? It's coming back to me now. That was the one project. Then you turn around and you have somebody like Carrie Hilson, who was also had Pen Game was sick, had a great career. She just chose the life of marriage over the career.
Oh.
And so it's definitely been times where people don't realize Lady Gaga used to write for Britney Spears before she popped.
Right.
And there's another girl we had. She was on the LeBron James soundtrack we did for his documentary. Remember he had that what's the name of it? It was the one he did like when he was still with Cleveland at the time.
You know you do a lot of work when you forget half the shit that you done.
I forget.
That's when you know you. That's what.
But as we talking, it's coming back. But right. She was no pen writer, but her career didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
My brother, it's just so many people. Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah. I do got to ask this question because I've always been curious about this. Because I stopped doing it. How come you never got into management? Or did you?
I did and I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Because you got to remember, I managed the boys.
Right.
After a certain point in time, it was just really me and y'all, but I was really dealing with them day to day.
Right.
So I stopped management because of what happened.
Yeah.
That shook me to my core of being that close to them. Because at that point in time in our lives, we was around each other more than anybody else. Around my newborn Sunshine, around their mothers, fathers, y'all. For 4 years, roughly, no one saw them kids more than me.
Facts. That's a fact.
No one saw me more than them.
Mm-hmm.
So after what happened, roughly, 3 years apart, for my mental sake, I can't be that close to another artist like that.
Yeah.
But fast forward, we had BMG going and we had our own artist. It was just no loyalty.
Yeah. Right.
So it's just like, it's not worth me putting my sweat equity and all my money into it.
Right.
And there's no loyalty because there ain't shit you could tell me.
Facts.
You have not broken one artist. Broken one record. You have not had one single. You have nothing.
Right.
All them shit, a lot of fake motherfuckers. But I got this amount of platinum records and this amount of. If I probably did the number of artists should I have, at least in my generation,
right,
it'll eclipse a lot of people's shit talking. And mine's the actual fact that shit I've been a part of.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of shit goes on. So, honestly, those are the two main reasons why I don't get into artist management or having my own artists. I just don't got time for it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was like, I mean, not to relive it, but I do think about these things because it helps me move forward.
Yeah.
People don't realize that, you know, first off, that day with Inbone, you guys got off the plane.
We just got home. We wasn't home more than
a couple of hours.
No, probably when I say we wasn't home for more than 6 hours.
Right. Y'all got off the plane. They came directly to the studio. We're watching the Miami Heat
Miami game because he was a big, and that's what Brown was over there.
Right. So, like
this is how much we landed in LA at 3:30 p.m.
Yeah,
they was at the studio by 4:30 to watch the game.
Yeah,
by 9:20 is when he got killed.
Yeah, and like literally, Bone is next to me, laying with his feet up on the couch, you know, and that's just how fast life can change. You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, like you just got off the plane with them. You know what I mean? You're tired. Everybody's, and this is really regroup time before y'all got to do this shit all over again. You know what I'm saying?
Because the thing about that time period, remember, we were just off a tour with Nelly.
Right.
It was a tour. So we were on for roughly, 3 weeks? No, we did tour for 3 weeks.
Right.
Then we had a couple of spot dates. So we was gone an extra week before we came home.
Right.
Because we had a couple of shows, spot dates we did after the tour, you know, so we did those.
Right.
Like you said, we got home at 3:30. I went home to be with my son and Deb, his mom at the time. They went to the studio to watch the game. So I remember they telling me, they had to get to your studio. I think we left the airport. I think got our bags like at 4. So I think they got to y'all by 4:30, 4:15.
The studio not far at all.
I promise you, I remember being asleep and Lewis blowing me up. It was, I want to say it was like 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Mbone just got killed, got shot. I'm like, the fuck you mean? We just got home.
Yeah, at the same time of them, you know, they're planning on going to the store and everything. I had to get in the car and go home because, you know, I live right there off of Hardy. I had to go home because, you know, I had to go see my babies.
Yeah.
And I walk in the door and I get the phone call and I gotta go right back. You know what I mean? So it was just crazy. And I'm saying all of that. We're talking about that to say, like, first off, I understand and I agree with your sentiment of not doing management for that reason. Mine was a combination between that and artists don't understand the hard work and dedication that someone like us puts into their career. Remember, this is another body, another human being putting, if not as much effort, more effort into your dream.
You can't run it more than them. And that's one thing I definitely to say as well, like for really all of the artists, I felt like me, my dad, Simone, and Bang wanted it more than them.
Yeah.
And then it was just, they was lazy. It was no loyalty. They didn't want to listen. We didn't know what the fuck we were talking. I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, you can say me and Bang and Simone don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But you can't say my dad don't.
Come on now. Oh, come on. But first off, let's get this out the way. If you added up the amount of experience and workload that all you guys collectively do,
oh my God,
you guys are a sufficient label that can do everything. So, and you know me, I was around in the same boat, and I'm constantly telling those artists, like, because, you know, I'm on the engineering side, so they always want to hear from the producer, the engineer. I'm like, dude, you niggas need to fall in line and get the shit done. I'm like, every time I walk in here, you niggas is on this game. Every time I walk in here, you niggas be like, let me play you this one song we did this week. Fuck you mean one song this week?
And this is, and again, a successful artist. I don't know no successful artist who's really doing this and really making money that did one song this week.
Come on, man.
One song in maybe 2 hours.
Come on.
Depending how they go. You know, some motherfuckers, they can knock out 5 songs in 2 hours. I hadn't seen it. Some motherfuckers take 2 hours to do one song, but it's an 8-12-hour session, so they knock 3 or 4 songs out.
Right.
I'll admit that everybody works different.
Right.
Some are definitely faster than others.
But productivity
But the
is
point
seen.
is, they knocking out multiple records.
Exactly.
Not just one in the week. And they ain't really on no game. They ain't really doing this. They ain't really doing, they smoking, they drinking, they doing their drugs. Yeah, they got bitches. But trust me when I say they're focused in their own way. They're not just sitting guys playing video games and not doing dumb shit.
Right. And for me, it's more so like, I think that there will be a time where there is an artist that I do want to put some energy into. But I think that artist would be further along with what they do as their career than what I used to deal with before. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be hard for me to go from somebody from absolute scratch to stardom. You know what I mean? Because that's what we did with the boys.
I feel you, because that's the point of man. Like, yo, let you come in with X amount of your own money. And I'm basically just really managing. At the end of the day, the manager's not supposed to put up money. When I was BMG, and that was my label, me, Bang, was hustling, put up all the money.
Right.
When I'm managing, my job is to manage your assets.
Period.
And put you in the best position to win.
Right.
So anybody want me to manage them, they got to come with a nice size budget. And shut the fuck up and let me do my thing.
Right. And whatever happened to this is my department, let me do my shit, and this is your department with the music. I'm going to trust you on that.
I don't walk in that booth and tell you how to make a fucking record.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you this shit is whack or good afterwards if I could do something with it, but I don't walk in that booth and tell you how to make a record. Facts. I don't walk in this office and tell me how to break a record.
Facts. Man, come on, man. Come on.
Because for every one DJ you think you know, I know 10 of them motherfuckers.
Right. Well, really quick, we're going to segue. For you, what is considered in your career, what is considered the happy moment? Like whether it's a accolade, whether it's, just walking into the office, what is considered your happy moment?
Damn, there's a few of them. Of course, getting at number one. On radio, specifically urban radio, because that's what I deal with mostly.
Right.
Of course, when we get the Hot 100 on billboards, of course that. Of course, plaques, gold status, platinum status. And the biggest thing I enjoyed is when, especially when I used to travel with the boys overseas, is hearing shit I was working or worked in a completely different country.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about just Canada and Mexico. I mean, we going trans-Pacific, transatlantic ocean. And just being over there and just hearing Timberland or Gaga or 50 or even K-Dot or even my man Red Cafe at the time.
Right.
So many other records over the time. It's just like, damn, I remember when I had this issue with this DJ about this record and they came around, or damn, I remember we were stuck here and all of a sudden this happened and we was off to the races. Like,
right.
That shit. Like Soulja Boy kissed me through the phone overseas. Of course, Superman.
Hey man, I'm telling you, Soulja Boy started FaceTime. Apple need to cut him a check.
He started all this digital shit. He digital before anybody. He taught people how to do it by watching it.
Hey, his latest album need to be Digital God.
Facts.
Hey, relate a message, my nigga. You gotta tell me. Digital God. I want in. I'll tell it myself actually.
That's actually those are my three happy moments, man.
Right.
Especially when you like get that number one and you fighting with these other records and you like, fuck, are we gonna get it? Damn, I'm stressing. Damn, this PD want to bail, but I'm trying to get him to hold. Just that sense of all that tension and built up release. Like, yo, we got it. It's done.
Right.
Ooh, on to the next one.
Yeah, now it's cruise control from there in terms of that particular record. Like, that's going to do what it's going to do. Let's gear up for the next one. You know what I'm saying?
It's like in this game, It's like throwing interception in the NFL. You have to acknowledge it and move the fuck on.
Right. Facts.
When this record go number one, we got another one we on. Like, okay, we can make this number one possibly, or we got more records impacting radio. So it's just like you get about maybe 24 to 36 hours to enjoy it. Basically, that's Sunday, maybe half of Monday.
Back to it.
And you back to the grind and the bullshit.
I forgot you used to play football. What team? What high school team you used to play for, B?
You know, they say Burnage, nigga. Don't hate.
Watch out, man. You used to get served, B. You used to get served.
Please, nigga. We didn't get served.
No, y'all was pretty y'all was pretty good. From what I understand, I didn't know nothing about it, but from what I understand, y'all had pretty good football programs.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let
that different.
Yeah. We gonna segue into the family life because I think more so than anything with business is all great, but it's nothing if you can't enjoy it with your family or you just even enjoy your family. Right. And me and you have definitely we have kids that are growing up with daddies in hip hop. Period. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of speak to your bundles of joy, your kids, and just how you guys operate on a daily, because I know, you're 100% daddy every day, all day.
I mean, just put it in retrospect, my daughter's 17 and senior now, so at college, and that same little baby boy I used to be carrying around and took pictures with the boys and all that. That nigga's what, 11, 12 now?
Like, man, you cut his hair, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why you do that?
He wanted it. He was in Hawaii. It was hot. He got tired of all that shit.
Yeah.
Don't want to go back for shit. But just to put it in retrospect, my son was 1 month old when I left for Cali Swag. He was born March 31st, and I think I left with the boys, May 4th, 5th.
Facts.
After they reshot the Teach Me How to Dougie video, we hit the road. It was home for 4 years, basically.
Because Michael was born around the same time as same year as Makai.
Yeah, 2010. Yep. Mm-hmm. So to put it in retrospect, like you said, I'm an active father. Mm-hmm. I spend as much time as I can with my kids. Definitely in their lives.
Right.
Physically, emotionally.
Right.
Financially, spiritually.
Right.
Like I'm there.
Right.
Like
100%.
I'm a dad before I'm a record promoter. I'm a dad. I would even say I'm a dad before I'm a man. Yeah. Because it's two different things.
100%. I definitely learned from you in terms of managing and co-parenting in a sense, because I know me early in my stages, I was hurting and I was unavailable. First, because I was a dickhead and I didn't know how to manage both, career and my family, but also because, we all had dreams of doing what we want to do in our careers and being able to translate that to our kids, even if our kids don't do the same profession, but for them to know that, daddy out here getting it. Like my plaques, they sit above my son's headboards. They go to sleep. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of work. And I know that for me, there was a time where I wasn't around them as much as I wanted to be because we was chasing what we was chasing. But now it's like, I have my boys for years. I got them 100% of the time. They with me all day, every day. And it's a beautiful thing because like you get to see so many elements of you and them. And it reminds you of how pure you was when you were doing the things you was doing when you was young. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the important thing that people don't realize is like, you can do the daddy gang and do your career thing at the exact same time. That's the one thing I had to really learn. It's like, there is no put this off first and then do this.
Nah, it's definitely like, at the end of the day, if you're going to put anything off, it's the career to be a father. When I was in LA, a lot of the time when we did stuff, who was with me? Both my kids.
Right.
When I was on the road, I really couldn't fly my daughter out as much because she was in school. Mm-hmm. but I flew Deb and my son out a
Right.
lot. It's really a decision you have to make.
Yeah.
What you're willing to sacrifice. And that's really, I guess it's really anything, is what you're willing to sacrifice to accomplish your goal.
Right.
If my goal was making sure my kids know daddy's here and daddy's going to take care of everything and daddy's going to be in your life, I will sacrifice comfortability per se.
Right.
You know, so it's just really a choice you have to make, and some people don't understand that. And that's one thing I've learned talking to a lot of younger people. They don't understand that it's a choice you have to make. They feel like they have to do this or they have to be a good father. No. At the end of the day, time is the most important thing to your kid.
Right.
Not to you. Not money. Right. Money is most important to their mama. And you as the father. To the child, the most important thing is time.
Right.
That's all they understand. They either understand daddy's not here or daddy is here. That's all they understand.
Exactly. Man, I'm glad you said that, because like I said, for me, you know, I've always been the person where it's like my music career and the things that I do don't define who I am. My character and my personality is already set in stone. Me being a father is set in stone. But when I add that along with my career, it makes my kids understand, like, yo, we can coexist as not just a family, but also we're all three people, me, Micaiah, and Zai, we're all three people who are interested in each other, just on a human level. Like, I really want to know what my sons are thinking. I really have conversations with them. I really talk to them about music that they own. They'll call me out the room and be like, Daddy, come see this. You know what I mean? Literally, last night, 1 a.m, I'm laying down, I'm asleep. He knock on my door, Micaiah knock on my door. I'm like, come in. I'm like, what's good? You okay? He like, I need you to come see something. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, Daddy, come on. Walked into the living room. I walk in the living room. He take me to the kitchen. He like, look, his keyboard, his gaming keyboard is completely like broke down. Like he took off all of the keys. He cleaned the entire keyboard. The entire, everything. Went to his desk. He like, yo, I wiped down my whole desk. I Lysol everything. Look under the thing. I'm sitting there looking at him. I'm like, this is me. This is me. I do this. I do this
now.
Right. And it's like, I'm like, those moments are the most important to me, because it lets me know that even though like I'm doing what I'm doing, he's watching me. He's watching and he's paying attention. Always watching. And they're at the point where they implementing the things that I do a part of their situation. They making their own money. They got their own thing. Zai be filming. We got a whole paint set in our, like, it's just so much greatness. And I get to do that. And still be in the studio and be on my full bullshit, having a good time, making great records. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is dope, man. I love it, man. And then for you, like, one question I do want to ask, what are some of the things that your kids do that you see already, like in yourself, like yo, they got that from me?
Well, I always tell people Sean got my nerd side, so them gangs, that nigga be
100%. Yeah.
He be in being
early on too.
Like, yo, he definitely got my inquisitive. When I was younger, asked a million questions. That side. My daughter, I would say, if anything, she just learned not to give a fuck.
Right.
Sometimes I have to look at her like, girl, I would kill you. Because her mouth and her mentality is just like, bro, I feel no man but God.
Right. And that's how it should be.
You know, sometimes the way that's projected out, niggas think they're invincible and they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say she thinks she's invincible, but she won't back down. I can tell you that much.
Hey, hip hop kids are expensive. They're very expensive. I just want people to know that. Hip hop kids are expensive, and not even just in money. I mean, expensive in the quality of life and the quality of conversation, the quality of being able to present things properly. You cannot get over on hip hop kids. You can't just tell them anything. They're not going for it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
Man, last thing before we get out of here, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Last thing, you already know, I'm going to bring up your birthday festivities. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. Sylvon is a very strategic man. Very. He's in pocket. He know what he's doing. He know why he say things. He know why he do things. But ever so often, you can catch him in his full bullshit mode, and you can take advantage of that moment. Let's talk about your birthdays, bro. First off, your birthdays, like, ultimate kudos and ultimate respect, like, from just the people around the world that love you. You know what I'm saying? Including me. How are those fucking birthday parties? And why did you stop doing them?
You. Just because I don't want to fuck with you. Like, yo, my nigga, I'm not. What was that, 2011, I want to say? Like, bro, I didn't make it out the parking lot. I'm outside my own car in the back seat throwing the fuck up. Who the fuck want to live that moment? I haven't done that shit since high school, maybe college, my nigga.
Hey, you deserve that, though, man. Mad drinks everywhere.
My nigga, I know. No. And the fucked up part about it, I was fine till I sat down, which everybody always say.
Mm-hmm.
But the bad part about it is, it's like, no, I don't. No, nigga. We doing something. It's a nice dinner now. We're going to get some drinks. You know, I probably won't tell you because I don't want you popping up.
I'm popping up, B. Hey, listen. Either I pop up on the day of, or you finna get to work the whole month. However you want to do it. And I know where your office is now.
It don't even matter because my brother's at the end of the month, so the month ends pretty soon. So it's like, I'm good anyway.
Listen, man, you got all the award shows after that. I'm gonna find you, bro. Don't trip.
But I mean, honestly, excuse me. The real reason I stopped doing them, I'm not doing them as much, is just because just didn't feel like it no more.
Right.
Like, in all honesty, it's just like I spend most of my time in these clubs anyway.
Right.
With the same motherfuckers.
Right.
I'm a drinker, but more of a smoker. And now, in today's age of me, I really don't do either.
Right.
I smoke and I drink, but I don't smoke and I drink.
Right.
Because, you know, you live in a fast lifestyle where we're just surrounded by drugs. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful that I only have done weed and fucking liquor.
Me too.
Having a coke, having done pills.
No.
Damn sure I done no lean.
I might try shrooms one day because people keep telling me.
Now at this age, I want to try shrooms. And just space out.
Right. Like, at least one time.
I might want to get the cabin in the forest and space the fuck out.
There you go.
But you know, honestly, I didn't see no point in doing it.
Right.
I did it because it was free liquor. It was a way for me, and me being still in form and fashion, entertain my friends on my birthday.
Hey, that's the best shit because listen, you know me, Capricorn season, I'm partying the whole month. But I really do it for everybody else. Like, I want everybody else to enjoy. If they don't enjoy it, I'm not enjoying it. I'm a people person at heart.
Too, like, no one wants to have a boring ass birthday, but you want to be there with your friends and your loved ones. And because of particularly my situation, I get a lot of stuff for free or discounted. Why not take advantage of it?
Right.
Now I'm older. I'm like, nigga, you could meet me in Jamaica, or you can meet me in Tulum, or you can meet me somewhere else. Nigga,
there you go.
Just because, like, this, for me, it just been burnt out. Like, if the right person asks me to do a party at their club, I'll do it.
Right.
But other than that, Just nah. It's just cool.
Right. Well, last question. What you got new coming up? Tell the people what do you have coming up currently and what you working on, man.
I mean, right now my biggest priorities is to be a whole lot of money. Khaled Body in Motion, that French fuck with me, get a bag. DDG, excuse me, DDG Hood Millie with NBA, MKXYZ One Time. We got that J Hud record, Here I Am off the Respect movie that she played Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like I'm forgetting a record, my brother. I know I'm forgetting one, but it is what it is.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Ain't nothing big coming up or scheduled to come out yet. Fourth quarter's coming, so we're gonna get a flood of shit.
Yeah. It's go time. It's go time. Man, I appreciate you definitely coming on the show, man. We always rock out. We always talk the shit as always. You know what I'm saying? Please plug all your social media platforms and everywhere people can find you.
It's simple. My social media is Sylvon Marshall, my name. Sylvon Marshall. I keep it simple. I don't got time to say all that other shit. Like I'll forget my own usernames.
Right. And y'all know, listen, if y'all hit him up, you better come with the bag. Stop playing. It's gonna be worth your while, but you gotta come with the bag.
Just come correct. That's all I'm gonna say.
Man, this is
no record. I forgot that Loner with Young Blue. Loner with Young Blue. I think it's called Read My Mind. It just popped in my head.
That one fire. Hey, workload. Well, I appreciate you being on the show, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You already know it's always ultimate love, ultimate dedication. And, this is what we do, man. Poly Rob Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe to all the platforms and make sure y'all follow me because I'm going to post Sylvon's next birthday party where it's going to be. And then y'all can all buy him drinks along with me. I'm buying them $5.
Right now, it's in Jamaica, my nigga. All you put on social media.
It's never a problem. I'm there. Oh, I'm there. A matter of fact, that's what we doing. It's gonna be in Jamaica. We going for the 180 proof. We not playing no fucking games. 180 proof.
That's why you don't be invited to shit. I'm not trying to fucking poison at home. I ain't telling you in another fucking country. Got me fucked up.
All right, bro. Hold it down. I love you, man. Hold it down.
Love you too, bro.
Peace.